Hello guys, over the weekend past, two folk have lost their lives on Scottish mountains, and after climbing Ben Nevis at the weekend, it's something that needs to be discussed. Hello guys, so welcome back to Fitness After 50 UK. This is a video just to discuss a few things that are ongoing. This isn't about scaring people away from the mountains, because Scotland is one of the most beautifulest countries in the world to go hill walking and bag Munros. As I mentioned, I climbed Ben Nevis over the weekend, and I can see myself just exactly how dangerous it can become and how dangerous it actually is at the top of these high peaks in Scotland. What shocked me most yesterday wasn't the conditions at the top, it was how unprepared people were setting out to try and summit Ben Nevis. Some had no poles, some were doing it in trainers and shorts, no waterproofs, no liquids, no food, and they had absolutely no idea what the weather was like at the summit. Now in Fort William itself, it was about 12-13 degrees. I started at 2 o'clock in the morning. By the time I summited, it was -5 at the summit. To me, Ben Nevis gets played down because you hear of the tourist footpath. Ben Nevis is a very dangerous mountain, and as I've seen over the weekend where two folk have horrendously lost their lives in Scottish mountains, don't take anything for granted, guys. However, if you're new to Munros or hill walking in Scotland, there are a few things that you have to follow and be prepared for. As I say, I've just climbed Ben Nevis recently, and I summited at 2 o'clock. I left at 2 o'clock in the morning. By the time I left, it was obviously dark but clear. By the time I got to halfway and just started climbing to the mountain itself, you can see the cloud cover come down to about 350 metres. Visibility went to about, what, 20-30 feet. Now I did climb it on late May. When we got to maybe about a kilometre from the top, path disappeared, visibility went down to about 5 feet. Snow on the ground, slippy. You'll see from footage I fell a couple of times. Very dangerous conditions, and I warned numerous people on the way up that they were not prepared for what was ahead of them at the summit. The summit area and about the kilometre before it is no joke. It's all loose rock, it's full of ice, it's still got snow on the summit at the moment, and it's really, I mean, if you didn't have GPS up there, I would have got lost yesterday. That's how bad the visibility was. Cairns disappearing out of sight, no way to track. One wrong move and you'd end up down a quick descent to the ground. Now, as I mentioned, I've seen numerous folk going up trainers, no poles, not prepared. Now, for an experienced hiker, it was hard enough over the weekend. Coming down with that light fine mist and rain, the rocks were so slippy, it was like a death trap. What you need to remember, guys, is what you see at the bottom in Fort William is not what you're going to see at the top of the hills and mountains in Scotland, and that goes for everywhere. The mountains, the summit of the Munros and mountains, it's always different at the top than it is from base camp. So the biggest mistakes that I'm seeing, and I'm quite experienced now on climbing Munros, is one, people not checking the summit weather. That's probably the biggest mistake. People checking the weather for the local area. It might be beautiful there, totally different story at the top of the summit. These Munros and mountains create their own weather up there, so it can be absolutely glorious in base, but by the time you get to the top, wind chill, rain, snow, It's horrendous. It can be really horrendous. That's why you have to be very careful. Now there is a few sites for you to use. NWIS, Mountain Forecast, the Met Office, Mountain Weather as well. These places show you the wind speeds, the wind gusts, the temperature, the forecast for at the summits themselves. So, and they also give you warnings and things like that. So these must be checked before you climb anywhere, guys. The wind chill can be one of the worst things. If you're ill prepared and not enough layers on, by the time you get up there, hypothermia is a very, very serious matter. The biggest mistake I see is the wrong footwear. People going up in trainers. Why do you think climbing mountains and hills is going to be okay in trainers? You wouldn't climb Ben Nevis in trainers, would you? What's the same here? Rocky, trainers slip, you'll end up breaking an ankle, and you could end up worse up there if you're on your own, stuck up there on your own. Good set of non-slip walking boots are vital, guys, as is a good set of waterproofs. You've got to stay warm, you've got to stay comfortable, you've got to think if the worst happened, you need to stay comfortable, guys. No navigation. If you go up there without a map and compass, yeah, you may have the map on your phone. What happens if the phone runs out of battery? You need to know how to use a map and compass when you're up there. The other day when I summited Ben Nevis, if I didn't have my GPS, I would have been lost, and I'm quite experienced. So that's how dangerous it was. The other day when just saying this, visibility can drop in seconds. You can be speaking to somebody, turn round, 30 seconds later, they've disappeared into the cloud. That's how fast things can change in the mountains, guys. Ben Nevis isn't, I hate the term the tourist path. Ben Nevis is not a walk in the park. It should not be attempted by kids and papooses and things like that. It's a serious, serious mountain, guys. Now, items you must take for Ben Nevis or any other Scottish Munro. Waterproof layers, warm layers on, hat and gloves, walking poles, walking boots, water, food and snacks, phone, GPS, power banks. These are all a must, guys. Other things that you will need is torches, head torch. These are vital, but poles especially as well when you're coming down, because your knees will thank you for that. You've got to show the mountains respect, guys. I love Scotland, I love the mountains, and I want people to enjoy them safely. But mountains don't care how confident you are or how inexperienced you are. Conditions can turn dangerous easily at a drop of a hat for anybody. Sadly, we're seeing more and more people are dying on Scottish mountains, and as I say, that was 2 when the weekend passed who have sadly lost their lives. So preparation matters, guys. Checking the weather matters. These are vitally important, guys, to keep you safe. The right equipment matters. Sadly, we're seeing. So if you're thinking of tackling Ben Nevis and you've read online and you've seen all the videos, oh, that looks easy. It's not, guys. It's 4 hours up and it's 3 and a bit down. It's very, very hard going. Just respect the mountains, prepare properly, and if this video helps even one person stay safe, then it's all worthwhile. Thank you for watching, guys. My name's Craig and this channel is Fitter After 50 UK, and you stay safe, guys. Thank you.